Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri, wa yassir li amri, wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma ameen, amma ba'd. Day 10 of intensive 4, 40 days in. I hope you guys are all ready for the last day. And then I hope you guys are all ready for a 4-day break. And then I hope you guys are all ready to get into the real stuff. Inshallah, once we come back from the break, we're going to be starting all the way from the beginning one last time. But this time we're not doing intensives. We're just going to be doing a consistent, like a consistent curriculum, inshallah. So please do try, for those of you who are still having issues, please try to get everything. Please try to get everything fixed up. Who are sorry, I got distracted. All those of you who are having tech issues, please try to get everything fixed. Please try to get everything fixed before Friday. I think some of you may have been applying for sponsorships and you're not applying in the new app, so that might be one of your issues. Um, so if you haven't been applying in the new app, then inshallah apply for it in the app. And hopefully it'll go through then. I know some people were having issues with this yesterday and today too. Um, yeah, and if there's any other issues, email. If you've already emailed contact at Bayina and they haven't gone and it hasn't gone through, then send an email to me as well. It should be the Bayina TV app, the new Bayina TV app. Okay, I keep forgetting to turn on the comments afterwards. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to do that right now. Give me one moment. I don't know if I have to do all of them individually. If I do, then I'm gonna have to wait. If I can just do them all at the same time, then I'll take care of that. Mm, Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to go through each of those individually and turn them on. So I apologize for saying it again and again, but give me a moment, or not a moment. Give me some time after class, and I will try my absolute best to enable them, inshallah. To remember to enable them, because I have to go through each one individually. Okay. Well, I'll take care of that after again. Let's get into questions. Bismillah. Fatima, I will upload the answer key when I create it. Um, I don't know why people were sending emails in the comments. I think that was because they wanted to be added to the email list, but if you have an account with Baina, you're already on the email list. It's just that I've only ever sent like one email out to everybody. Um, like yesterday as well. Ustad told us at first Ustad said to send out the homework in the email, but then uh, I just ended up uh, putting the homework up in the video description on YouTube. So I didn't send an email yesterday either. And then the previous time also I didn't send an email. because the article I got it too late to send an email. So they were sending it to add to the email list, but if you have an account on uh on Bayna TV, then there's already you're already on the email list. After this break coming up, we are going to be on Bayna TV only. No more social media. What was the homework? Okay, so we had these two words in Surah Munafiqun. احذرهم and uh, sorry, وأنفقوا. These are the two words. This one is in ayah 4. This one is in ayah 10. Both in Surah Munafiqun. The goal was to find these words and, or not find them, they're already there. Just for these words, find all six of the command forms and all six of the forbidding forms. So that was the homework. Where is Ustad Norman? He's not here yet. This is a review session. Yes, they are both commands, but you have to find all six versions and all six of the forbidding versions. Question 14, page 9. Page 9 of what? Ummi Usayyid? I wrote Anfiqu. Oh, sorry, I didn't. Jazakallah khairan. My mind blanked. Sorry, I'm still a little sleepy. One day. أنفقوا وأنفقوا جزاك الله خيرا. Uh, the latest workbook. Okay, page 9, number 14. On the first section or the second section, Brother Sayyid? Dr. Amunni, that's the homework on the Word document right now on the screen. Take those words and make them into the six command forms and the six forbidding forms. Juma, as soon as the link for the workbooks is available, the textbook, sorry, I will make it. I will send it out to everybody. Okay, second section, number 14. Okay, so you know that this is a dharf, right? Um, I don't want to erase this yet. Okay, I'll just scroll back up to it. That's not a problem. Maflihun, right? Maflihun. So you know that this is a dharf, because the assignment is for dharfs. Um, and you have to find out which family it's from. Ruling out the eight big families should be very easy. Um, just like we rule out the eight big families for any other part, we can go through. Mu'allam doesn't match, no shadda. Mujahad, Mujahad, no alif, doesn't match. Muslim doesn't match because there's no fatha. And also all these start with mu, right? All these start with mu, so that's even easy. That's an even easier way to get rule these out. If the masdar starts with ma, then it's not from, sorry, not the masdar, the dharf. If the dharf starts with ma, it's not from any of the big families because the big families will always start with mu. Mu'allamun, mujahadun, muslamun, muta'allamun, um, mutasa'alun, munqalabun, muqtarabun, and mustaghfarun. Right? They all start with mu. This one starts with ma. It's not a big family. It has to be a small family. And then the small family has three versions. Maf'alun, maf'ilun, maf'alatun. This rhymes with the second one. Maf'ilun, maflihun. So just by looking at the dharf here, you can't tell anything about what family it's from. Or sorry, yeah, you can't tell anything from about which of the six small families it's from. All you know is it's from one of the six small families, and you would have to look up the root for this. So for the answer, for if you come across a six small family ظرف, then you can just put six small families. You don't have to go any farther than that. Give me a second to see if I can find a link to the workbook because this is the last day and I want to make sure that you guys have it. I don't want to leave you guys just because I know some people are saying that they need to print it like now, they have travel or whatnot. So okay, how about this? I'll answer questions until 10:20 my time, and then I'll take some minutes to just look for the workbook, inshallah. Is fa a part of the word? No, fa is not a part of the word. We don't have any commands that start with fa, so it can't be. AAK, I asked him the other day, yesterday, 2 days ago, one of those, and he said it's a deeper question or it's a deeper answer, so he would keep it in mind and pick another time to answer it. What's this? This is a review session for the regular class, which will start in 30 minutes ish. Amba'ani, page 12. Yes, Anba'a is family for family Aslama Aisha. Good job. If that is the Aslama family, so then from there you can take the rest of the question. Odina, there's already an alif after the fa, right here. If you take the fa off, like you should, right here, there's an alif. Workbook question number 13. There's a lot of question number 13s on the workbook. Rufaydeen, please be more specific. Mishi is what Aslama family? Remember what Ustad said about it? If you're talking about Anba'a, then yeah, Anba'a is Aslama family. If you're talking about Fahdharhum, then Fahdharhum is not Aslama family. If you're talking about Anfiqu, then Anfiqu might be Aslama family. Is this the first class? This is the last class. Well, this is the last class review session. The last class is going to start in 25-ish minutes. Sophia, you don't have to, but it'd be good practice for you to. Aisha, you would run into the same problem when determining the family, but by now you should be able to determine the family for uttusila anyway. The real problem would come when determining the root, which is not something you can do yet. But you should be able to determine the family no problem now, because you've seen examples of it already in ittakhadha and also in the other one that we did, ittaba'a. You've seen that same irregularity enough times to where now you should be able to tell that's the iqtaraba family. Can I put the big families on a spreadsheet? It's already done. These two words are in command form. They are in command form, but you need to give the rest of the commands, and you also need to give all of the forbids. How to recognize small families present tense. You don't only look at the present tense, you look at the present tense and the past tense. Because fataha and sami'a look the same in the present tense. Nasara and karuma look the same in the present tense. Daraba and hasiba look the same in the present tense. So you need to look at the present tense and the past tense together. Numbers are maybe not counting exactly, but we will cover numbers. Yes. You're not expected to complete the whole workbook, but it's just for you to complete if you want practice. Sarah, when we went over the charts for commanding and forbidding, did any of the forms in either of the charts ever end in hum? If it did, then let me know which one did. If not, then maybe that's a sign that hum's not a part of it. So 4. Abdul Majid, I don't understand your question. Jibril, there's a contact email. You can use that, inshallah. When is Ustad coming at the normal time? In Surah Munafiqun, Ayah 4. Are you sure you have the right ayah? Oh, يحسبون. It's يحسبون, not يحسبون. Anyway, if you're asking about hasiba yahsibu and why this is not yahsibu, but it's yahsabu, it's because that's a different word. Hasiba has different forms. You can have hasiba yahsabu and hasiba yahsibu. A lot of the family one words can fall into multiple families at the same time. Yatafarraqa, the passive form is you to wait, yatafarraqa. Yataf That's not right. Oh, okay. Yeah, you wrote it wrong. You combined past and present there. It's either going to be tafarraqa or yatafarraqu. It's not going to be yatafarraqa. That's where your mistake is. But if it's past tense, tafarraqa, the passive is tufurriqa. If it's present tense, yatafarraqu, the passive is yutafarraqu. Really confused me there for a second. Yeah, Jibril, it's right here. This one. I guess I should make this bigger too. Huh? Contact. Oh wait, no, that's tech questions. Arabic questions is the first one. This one. So for those of you asking about hadira, there is no. Oh, actually, no, there is. That's my bad. Um, Hadira yahdharu is from the Sami'a yasma'u family. Remember when Ustad was going over yesterday the six small families? He says if you have to choose between yasma'u and yaftahu, choose yasma'u. Sami'a yasma'u. That one will be the more common one. So this is from the Sami'a family. Hadira yahdharu. Khadija, review the rules for outside doer. It has to be in the huwa hiya version, has to come after the fi'l, has to be rafa', then you can have a outside doer. Abdul Majid, the commanding and forbidding isn't the only reason to make a word lightest. That's just the only reason we've learned so far to make a word lightest. So tasma' here is lightest for another reason. That's why it's tasma' without Allah, and it's not forbidding because it's lightest for a different reason. Can la be used? Can la, which is used as emphasis or oath, join with an attached pronoun? No, because an attached pronoun will be attached to either a fi'l or an ism, or a harf. Um, but it becomes attached because there is an effect on the grammar of it, right? Attached pronouns are always nasab or jar, so it has to be attached to something that's making it nasab or jar, right? Roshan, I hope that makes sense. The attached pronouns can't be attached to the lam of emphasis because the lam of emphasis doesn't have any grammatical effect. So the attached pronouns will only be attached to something that has grammatical effect. That's why they're attached pronouns. Aisha, when we're talking about how we memorize the families, then you could say that the original form is tasliman, but if you're going by the Muslim chart, then the original form would be taslimun. So it depends on how you're looking at it, but both are correct. One's just nasab and one's rafa'. Yes, this is the last one. Florim, when you applied for it, did you apply for it on the website or on the app? Because you might need to apply for it again, just on the app. Iman, this is the last class, so I don't think they're going to be covered in class. يختص is not from a small family, it's family اقترب as well. That one's a little bit weird though. Yes, Florim, do it on the app. Why is it live, not on the Bayna app? I'm not um what's it called? Well acquainted with the tech stuff behind the app, so I don't know if it's ready yet or not. I can't answer that question. The root of ittakhadha is hamza qadal. We went over that in a previous session if you want to look at it in more detail after the no review session. I don't think there will be a review session. I'm not sure yet, honestly. Say it, I guess you're gonna have to get another one. Families for page 3, second chart. Okay, let's see. 15, 27, 30, and 34. 15. تصغرون is صغر يصغر. This is from the Karuma family. 27 is حشر يحشر. This is from the Nasara family. 30 is كفر يكفر. This is from the Nasara family. And lastly, 34 is from the 34 is Nasara Yansuru. So it's from the Nasara Yansuru family. The original word for وَأَنْفِقُوا is, well, I don't even know what you typed there, Mariam. It's not whatever you typed. The wow here is a wow that means and. That's your hint. That's the only hint I'm giving you. This wow means and. This fa means then or so. And this hum is an attached pronoun. There you go. I've answered the question basically for you now. Muhammad, you might be using the old app then. 35 where, Sabine? You have to be more specific. I need the page, and I need, if there's multiple on that page, you need to tell me which section you're looking at. There's a lot of 35s. Do we have an exam for Sarf? It doesn't look like it. Okay, Muhammad, in that case, send an email to the tech. Because I'm not exactly sure how to apply for it on the app, to be honest. Okay, I can go up, but I'm gonna have to make the font smaller then. Yep, workbook answer key will come as soon as it's made. It's not made yet. Well, Simran, the thing is, if you look at فَاحْذَرْهُمْ and you take off the hum, you're left with فَاحْذَرْ, and that ends in sukun. So you need to find out why it ends in sukun. Isms never end in sukun like that, so it has to be some kind of fi'l. You have to look for what kind of fi'l it would be. The only sukun that the past tense ends in would be on ta, right? Nasarat. The rest of the forms don't end in sukun. Nasara, nasara, nasaru, nasarat, nasarata, nasarna, nasarta, nasartuma, nasartu, nasartin, nasartuma, nasartunna, nasartu, nasarna. None of them end in sukun other than nasarat. So it's not going to be past tense. It has to be present tense. And we said present tense ends in sukun when it's made lightest. That means this word, ihdar, is already lightest, or fahdar is already lightest. So you need to match this with one of the families that you know. If you go through the eight families, it's very clear it's none of the eight families. There's no shadda, so it's not allama or ta'allama. There's no alif after this after the fa letter, so it's not going to be jahada or tasa'ala. It doesn't have hamza with fatha on it or an u at the beginning, so it's not going to be aslama. Don't have noon, it's not going to be inqalaba. Don't have ta, it's not going to be iqtaraba. Don't have ist, it's not going to be istaghfara. So you're only left with the small families. Once you narrow it down to the small families, then you'll, from what you know about the small families, there's no alif that's a part of the family. So you know that that alif has to mean something else. The only time you get that alif in a small family is when it's in command form. So from there you can tell that the word is already in command form. So the fa at the beginning is not a part of the word because it's already in command form. So it would need the alif. So I hope that process is a little bit clear. You have to kind of think about it. You have to rule stuff out at your level, and then once you start getting used to stuff, like as soon as you see it, you'll be able to tell. But right now, you have to go through the process and rule everything else out and narrow it down. Nope, only one munafiqun ayah is up right now. Mm, okay, Florim, can you send an email to me with put your email in it too, so I can send it to the tech support. Why would it be fi, Mishi? Fi is a harf of jar. Ihdar is not an ism. You can't have fi with the fi'l. Yep, that's it. Yeah, by default, Muhammad is going to be rafa' unless it's an idafa. In that case, it will be nasab. So you can say, for example, Ya Muhammadu, or if it's nasab, you could say Ya Abdallah. That's why we don't say Ya Abdullah. We say Ya Abda, Ya Abdallah. If you're calling a regular word, it becomes rafa'. If you're calling an idafa, then the mudaf will become nasab. Merciful soldier, it's Sami'a family. How can it be differentiated from Aslim? Aslim has a kasra, Ihdar has a fatha. No. Abdul is not a word. Abdul is not a word. It's Abdu Allahi or Abdu Ar-Rahmani. It's not Abdul something. Abd means slave. The al part comes from the properness of the next word. But for some, when people short it to Abdul, that's not an actual thing. Yeah, Mishi, the fa I said earlier, it just means then or something like that. Then or so or whatever. It's starting a new sentence. Doers only come after the fi'l. Remember that. And if it was a pronoun, it would be built in. You're not going to have an outside doer as a pronoun. Do Muslims have a chart? Yeah, they follow the Muslim chart, but because they're not human, you're not going to have the whole chart. You're only going to have part of it. You're going to have the masculine, or you're going to have the singular dual, and then the feminine plural. So, for example, if we did taslim, it would be taslimun, tasliman, taslimin, taslimani, taslimaini, taslimaini, taslimatun, taslimatin, taslimatin. That would be the masdar. Nope, that's the only homework for today. Mishi, I don't understand your question. Um, okay, Hafsa, there are two workbooks. There's the soft days 1 through 5 workbook, and then there's the review workbook. The recognition workbook. The recognition workbook, I put it out the first day, and then Ustad wanted me to make some changes to it. So when I put it out, I told everybody don't print that one yet. I'm gonna make changes, and then I did make changes to that one. So the review workbook was replaced by what's currently there. Who is Mishi? That's a good question. Somebody asking me questions. That's who it is. Is Abdullah Arab? Yeah, the word Abd is Arab, and the word Allah also, maybe. I'm not sure if Ustad Jawad sees my comments. I see your comments. How to find the families of commands? Well, you need to know the commands first. Um, Alim will always, it won't have an alif and it'll have a shadda. Jahid won't have an alif at the beginning, but it'll have the alif of the family. Aslim will always start with the hamza at the beginning. Ta'allam will have a shadda and the extra ta and a fatha. Tasa'al will have an extra ta, an extra alif and a fatha. Inqalib will have a noon. Iqtarib will have the ta, and they'll both start with the hamza. And istaghfir will have ist, and the yeah, it'll have ist. That's it. So that's for the eight big families. If it doesn't fit into one of those, it has to be one of the small families, and then you can narrow it down to two. If it has like ihdar, it has the fatha, so that has to be fataha yaftahu or sami'a yasma'u. If it was a dhamma, it would be karuma yakrumu or nasara yansuru. And if it was a kasra, it would be hasiba yahsibu or daraba yadribu. Basit, it's going to be very difficult. So please make sure you put whatever time is necessary to memorize all of the families. Are you? I believe that's how that should work. What would you like to say to people without a question? I hope you're understanding everything. Just because you don't have questions doesn't mean you understand everything. So, no, I mean, if you are, then, inshallah, tabarakallah, bismillah, alhamdulillah. Yep, yatama is a plural. It's non-flexible. Anfiqa. Can that go in a family? Anfiqa, anfiqa. If it has an alif after it, it could be dual. It could be a dual command. They're involved with an ism. I'm not sure what you mean by a fi'l involved with an ism. I'm not giving any answers on the homework. That's for to do with ustad. How much time did it take for me to learn the families? I don't remember. Probably as much time as it's taking you guys. Muhammad Zubair, I don't understand your question. A fi'l involved with an ism. Sayyid, may Allah make it easy. I mean, for all of you. We talked about that yesterday, Adila, the poster. More Hayati, no, Noor Hayati, sorry. Noor Hayati For all the small families, you're gonna have to memorize the masdar individually. It's not gonna be a pattern like it is for the big families. This is like the last review session. Yes, Mia, you are correct. Same root. How much percentage of grammar? There's still a pretty decent amount left to go. Why do you feel like I can't see all the questions? I don't know. You should consult your heart deep down on why you feel that way. It's a good question though. I'll ponder on it for you. No, manha, it will not be the same for other words in the Nasara family. Yes, you do have a complete small family chart. Will I be in class after this? I should be. All right. I'm gonna end now. So jazakumullahu khairan as per usual for all of you for coming out for the review session and gracing me with your wonderful questions. I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't know why you guys keep asking. Um, I've never had a YouTube channel. I don't think I ever will. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته